The former president of BTC said the majority stake in the company should have remained in government hands.
If you're not in control of the infrastructure and the technology of your country, how do you plan its economic development?
Another alleged robber shot by police. We take a look at counterfeit money in the Bahamas. Bahamian track athletes qualify for the Olympics, plus the Harlem Dance Theater Ensemble has its first ever performance in the Bahamas. I'm Nakia DeVoe, and this is NB12 Weekend. Thanks for joining us this Saturday evening. How will cable and wireless communications focus on the Bahamas telecommunications market moving forward? That's the question a former BTC top executive is asking as government weighs the prospect of regaining majority share control of BTC from current owner CWC. Christina McNeil reports.
Prime Minister Perry Christie met with CWC executives for the first time this week to discuss the prospect of government regaining majority control of BTC. While those negotiations continue, the former president and CEO of BTC is speaking out on what the telecommunications company means for the country and where he hopes to see it in the future. Former president and CEO of BTC, Leon Williams, appeared on the Guardian radio talk show Darryl Miller Live earlier this week, discussing his take on the proposed take-back. He says telecommunications and communications technologies are considered the crude oil of the 21st century, something he believes every country should seek to remain in control of.
You've got to ask yourself, if you're not in control of the infrastructure and the technology of your country, how do you plan its economic development? Keeping in mind that as long as it is in the hands of private enterprises have to look out for their shareholders. They're in the business of making profit. Cable and Wireless did not come to the Bahamas because they loved the Bahamas, because they loved the people of the Bahamas. They came here to make money. That's business.
If telecommunications investments were not made under government control, Williams says you can hardly expect private enterprise to make the investments when the costs do not outweigh the benefits. It's been just over a year since CWC took control of BTC, and since then, Williams says it appears the company has been in transition. But during the debate on the lead-up to the sale of BTC, Williams says there was a lot of confusion over privatizing the telecommunications company versus liberalizing the telecommunications market. While many may have expected the cost of BTC's services to drop after privatization, Williams says significant reductions should not be expected until the market is liberalized.
When someone says we're going to sell the cable BTC so we could lower prices, privatization of itself does not lower prices. Liberalization, there's a marked distinction. So during the debate on privatization of BTC, you had people just muddling in, the differences between privatization and they cross borders in liberalization. Liberalization is what market forces bring prices down. So what is the incentive for cable and wireless to lower the prices in the next 2-3 years? What is it? I don't know. Looking for a competitor to come in. Number one, it creates jobs. Number two, brings market forces and forces not just the prices down, but it should improve the service, giving the Bahamians an alternative. So I am a proponent of, even when I was CEO at BTC, we were preparing the company for competition, for liberalization, not for privatization. The minister, Bradley Roberts, at the time said to me, privatization.
The Bahamas has signed on to the United Nations Millennium Goals, part of the country's commitment to closing the digital divide. Williams says he's interested to see how BTC's vision can help make this a reality.
Certainly you got to hold their feet to the fire. To whom much is given, much is expected. So Bahamians was a cesspool of inefficiency, and Bahamians could not take it to the next level. That is what I was told when I was fired, that I could not take BTC to the next level. then certainly the people who are presently in charge now should be held to the same standard. And, that's my position. But today, the vision for the Bahamas and the vision for where BTC is going is really nebulous. You don't see, it's very cloudy.
BTC is currently undergoing an 18-month, $42 million upgrade designed to give customers a leap in the quality, speed, and consistency of cellular service. According to BTC, the upgrades are expected to be completed by late summer to make wireless service in the Bahamas among the fastest in the world. Reporting for NB12, I'm Christina McNeil.
Well, this weekend, BTC customers can benefit from BTC's goodwill gesture that kicked off first thing this morning. Here's how it works. Beginning 12:01 this morning until 7 a.m. Monday, prepaid customers will receive $5 in free credit. In addition, all weekend-long prepaid customers will be able to call anywhere in the Bahamas for 5 cents per minute. Prepaid customers with data packages for smartphones or devices such as Blackberries, Androids, iPhones, or iPads have already received 2 free days that were added on to their 7-day or 30-day packages. Postpaid customers will get an entire weekend off free domestic calls between midnight Saturday and 7 a.m. Monday. And data and landline customers will receive a $5 credit on their July bills. Benefits apply only to those individuals who were active subscribers, meaning people who showed activity on their accounts between 7 a.m. on June 4th and midnight on June 18th. BTC Vice President of Brand and Channels Marlon Johnson said the goodwill package is to apologize for Monday's massive network failure could be worth up to $3 million. BTC CEO Jeff Houston said the gesture is in response to Monday's outage only, and the company would continue to discuss ways to show appreciation for customers' patience during technology upgrades over the past 3 weeks. And on to news from the crime beat. A 32-year-old man suspected of breaking into a business is now recovering in hospital after being shot by police. Police say the shooting occurred when they responded to a break-in at a Jerome Avenue business around 3:40 this morning. The exact details of what led to the shooting are still unclear. Police say the suspect was taken to hospital where he is detained in stable condition and in police custody. This is the second reported police-involved shooting this week. On Thursday, police killed 2 men and arrested 2 others in a high-speed chase. On the scene of that shooting, Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson said people are moving about the streets with firearms, and moving forward, police will continue to target suspected criminals. Meanwhile, police need your help to identify and locate a man wanted for questioning in connection with housebreaking. Anyone with information regarding this individual is asked to contact the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Well, dozens of counterfeit notes are detected in the Bahamas every year, sometimes representing thousands of dollars. But according to the deputy manager of the Central Bank of the Bahamas, his banking department, improved security features and vigilance by the public has led the central bank and police to more effectively detect counterfeit Bahamian notes. Despite a reported decline in the number of counterfeit notes in circulation, central bank officials are reminding members of the public to be more aware when money changes hands. Derek Roll, deputy manager of the banking department, tells NB12 that the most commonly counterfeited Bahamian notes are $20 bills. He says that is in part because the $20 note is the most widely circulated, second only to the $1 note. Just last week, 2 teens were arrested by police after they were found in possession of Bahamian counterfeit notes. Police say 1 teen was attempting to purchase items with a counterfeit $50 bill. Despite reports of individuals attempting to use counterfeit currency, Rose says counterfeit notes make up only 0.0007% of Bahamian notes in circulation.
The problem used to be slightly larger than it is today, like I mentioned earlier. Since 2005, with the issue of the new family, there's been a significant decrease in the volume of counterfeit notes that have been detected and reported to Central Bank. Now in 2008, we could have detected around 100 notes a year, valuing maybe at about $5,000 or less on an annual basis. Today, in 2011, that number has been cut pretty much in half in terms of its volume. We detected fewer than 50 banknotes in 2011 with a value of less than $2,000.
In 2005, the central bank began rolling out a new series of Bahamian notes designed as counterfeit-resistant, integrated security products to target a specific type of counterfeiting. Roll says the central bank has a relationship with the United States to deal with counterfeit matters involving United States currency.
The central bank really has jurisdiction over Bahamian currency. We do have a little bit of a reciprocal relationship with the U.S. government, primarily through the U.S. Embassy, which has a Secret Service component tied to it. If we, as a central bank, needs assistance, we would contact them. They would assist where necessary, but that relationship is fairly broad, as we don't really get involved too much with U.S. counterfeits. If there is an incident, we have a protocol. We would refer the incident to the U.S. Embassy.
According to the central bank, although 99% of counterfeits produced in the Bahamas are of poor quality and can be easily detected by the naked eye, people typically pay very little attention to their banknotes and can sometimes end up with counterfeit notes.
But just to encourage the public to remain vigilant, to look at the banknotes, which is the first stage in our global detection of counterfeit currency. The public is the one who receives the note. Look at it, and we have made a great effort, like I said, in trying to make sure the public is aware of what to look for.
Police are encouraging members of the public to pay close attention to the currencies dealt with on a regular basis. If you are uncertain of how to detect counterfeit notes, contact the Business and Technology section of the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991 or 502-9910.